Aren't you the same guy who, after I said was a performative ally, you sat here and posted my criminal record to try and make me out to be a child abuser or black criminal thug? And you calling somebody else problematic?
So that's the thing when you have a lot of people in social media that grow to a type of power that they see themselves as these like individuals that have wisdom and the authority, more importantly, the authority to pass judgment, right? That they start blurring the lines. They a lot of them, specifically someone like Savannah and someone like Danesh, right, that have come out as like, oh, I am a fellow brown, individual, fellow brown man that is just tired of experiencing so much racism in the world, and I just want to stand up for the people that I felt for a long time didn't have a voice. That's a lot of his narrative, right? And the problem there is that they start blurring their authority, their power, their lines, whatever, and then they start attacking those same brown individuals, right? Those same minorities who they are allegedly saying that they're out here protecting. So if you don't know who that creator is, King Genty, I believe, is one of his many usernames. And the creator himself has found himself in some controversy in the past. There's some stuff that I don't agree with, but then again, it's a lot of what I've said in the past. We don't have to agree with everything I say and share and everything that I do. We don't. I don't know why many people have this idea that all of a sudden everybody has to be on the same page about everything. Like, we cannot have any kind of civil discourse, you know what I mean? Like, just a conversation in which maybe you'll see different things differently than I do, but at the end of the day we can still kind of like go each other's way, right? And that's a problem with a lot of the people that I've seen come at me since I released that one video with the 3 mugshots. It's, well, where's the proof? Well, who's gonna stand up for us? It's all these comments right here, right? Why? Because for many different reasons, but some of the top reasons are most people, not everybody, but most people do not have the level of intelligence, the patience, and overall the backbone to simply engage in a conversation where they're not going to get heated and they're not going to end up saying something that they regret. Furthermore, they just don't want to. It's reality, right? So what do? Well, their only out is to have people like Danesh, people like Savannah or RX Exorcist, which, by the way, funny side note, somebody said, yo, doesn't RX Exorcist sound a lot like racist, like RX racist? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like for a little bit I was like, is that what she meant by that? It's kind of weird, right? RX Exorcist. But I was like, I think she's going for like the Exorcist, but it feels more like racist, RX racist. But anyways, going back to the main point, when it comes down to those creators, right, the people that I mentioned previously, they need creators like the social justice mob, right? They need them to speak for them, to fight the battles that they don't know how to fight, that they don't have that the backbone to fight. So they look up to these creators. They put them slowly but surely on pedestals, and they keep rising them, right, to the point that they're out here fighting for them. An example with me, arguing with me, fighting with me, threatening me, all these other, just insane things that they would probably never do if we were in person. Not because I'm intimidating, just because most people are not confrontational. And they're out here fighting on the comments, right? In the comments. And I tell them time and time again, like, okay, you won. Bye. See ya. Show me proof. Go do your own goddamn research. Like, I don't work for you. And by the way, in the words of your own overlord Savannah, I'm gonna play here in just a second. In post production, I'll add it. She said, creators, we can put whatever the hell we want on our platform, since it virtually say whatever we want. Now you can play loosey goosey with that statement, right, with that sentiment, but still, I don't agree with her on a lot of things, but that's one that I may agree on. It's like, yeah, I mean, if you're that supposedly distrusting of me, which, fair enough, I guess. It's, I don't expect you to trust me. Go do your own research. Like, why do you need me, the guy that you don't agree with, that you already somehow, for some reason, hate because I spoke out against your overlord? Somehow you need me to prove something to you, which you then will come back and say, that's not true. You just are mishandling the truth. You are just misinterpreting. You are just miss this, miss that. It's a never-ending cycle, and I'm not gonna get into a logical fallacy, right? A circular argument. You don't know what that is? Google it. I'm not gonna do it. So a lot of times, if you guys see my comments, especially on TikTok, I'll say, sure. Now, granted, that's very independent of me not engaging with these like wannabe tough guys or gals, right? They're out here trying to run their mouth like, oh, you're ugly, and a lot of the time it's like these anonymous accounts, like, okay, come on, like, all right, the very, I don't know, man of the year. Pick him, Brad Pitt, George Clooney, whoever the hell. I can come and say you're ugly. Now, okay, I would say the same answer. Okay, to you, bro. Don't worry about it, bitch. I know someone who likes it. Like, okay, that's a, what else? Oh, you're away. Oh, you're too dark. Oh, learn how to speak English. Which I told people, it's 2020. It's 2022, but it's pretty much 2023. Like, come on. Like, those kind of insults, racially charged, like, they're kind of outworn, outdone, outused. Like, come on. It's interesting to see more of the logical fallacies that exist within these creators, and that it almost feels like nobody wants to point out, right? And a lot of people just I don't know, just take in all this junk that these so-called creators are creating. Now, let me leave something very clear before we continue. Do I think that these creators have never, ever, ever done anything positive? No. I arguably, no, I don't believe that. I don't think that they've never done anything good. I think there's been some good, and that's precisely the problem. That's what makes them so dangerous, right? I can already see Danesh saying, yo, he said I'm dangerous, right? He's propping up. I can already see it. The guy has an ego, and he has such a, fragility to just his overall persona. I'm not going to say it's like male fragility. No, I just say it's a personality that he enrages, and we're going to see that today. He enrages when anybody speaks negatively about him. He does. So when I release my other video, release one right after, back to back almost. This one right here, right? I just Googled it right now, right? You can see up there, YouTubed it, whatever. Same shit nowadays. And let me go down real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I released mine, right? And then he released this follow-up to mine. Now, I want you guys to pay close attention to something that he did, because he continuously does this, which, Danesh, we all know you watch, clearly, and you're probably watching right now. Man, you got to get out of this tactic that you use. You put something about me and then puts children in danger. That is a very, 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 very dangerous thing for you to say. Not because it puts me in danger, not necessarily, but it puts you, can make you liable. You have to understand that. You didn't put on there that it's just opinion. You literally use undeniable evidence, right? And then puts children in danger, and you pointed at me. Now, unlike you, I don't have the fragility to get all pissed off about this. I'm almost kind of like giving you advice here, man. In legal terms, take this to a lawyer. You're not putting it out there again like it's just like an opinion or a theory. No, you say in the title here, undeniable evidence. And we're going to play this so-called undeniable evidence. I mean, we're going to break it down, right? Because what you're allegedly doing is slandering me. I mean, again, don't take my word for it. Take it to a lawyer. In fact, if anybody in my audience, haters or not, you're a legit lawyer, or at the very minimum a paralegal, dissect this, and you'll see what I mean, right? So let's go up to your video. Now, if you guys don't know, before we play this, right, the back story here that Danesh is trying to put, his case that he's trying to build somehow against me, that I'm the one putting children, right? That's what he said, in danger. He's effectively saying that this guy, I don't know this person. I have no idea who he is. Danesh clearly does. But he's saying that this person watching my video, right, and we can hear my voice in the background, somehow this is undeniable evidence that I put children in danger, right? Because of one small sentence that I said. And we're going to hear it right now, right? And he says somehow that somehow he puts the blame on me, that I'm putting kids in danger. First of all, children, just in general, Danesh, again, you have to be careful, dude. I know you're a very, emotional individual, But as a grown up, that I hope that you understand that you are, you gotta grab hold of your emotions, dude. Puts children. So in the caption here or overlay of text, he puts, "This is Joseph A. Camp. He's a literal white supremacist with ties to the KKK and Proud Boys. He and Jennifer Couture stalk and threaten me and my children." This video is from earlier this year, before Joseph stalked my children. It shows Joseph sitting in Jennifer's pool watching at JTH show and feeling inspired to harass and harm my family. I showed this video to at JTH show and he called me out for being a monster. I showed this video to at JTH show, so me, and called him out for being the monster he tries to create out of me. He claims I put people in danger, and yet, after being informed, his rage farming has put my children in danger. He just made another video. So, Danesh, unlike you, I actually got kind of like, I put you in the hot seat because just like Dr. Phil, by the way, and that's what pissed you off as well, is that, you know, you made a fool out of yourself in that case. In my case, I got your own words from your own videos that you've uploaded to TikTok. Not once, not like an off moment that you had. No, Danesh, stop. Over 12, 16 months, maybe more, that you decided you were at home. Yeah? You were at home. And then, upload. I mean, in a nutshell, that's what you did. I don't know how many takes you did of each of your, you know, videos, jokes videos, or whatever you were doing. But you decided to do that, Danesh. Not me. You decided to do that. And now, because of this seconds that you're alleging that this, I don't know this man, but you are alleging, again, these are your own words again, you are alleging that this man is a literal white supremacist, according to you, and he has ties to the KKK and Proud Boys, that somehow I encouraged him. So therefore, with your own logic, Danesh, all right, because this is where I'm going to teach you critical thinking. Sorry, I'm saying it like that. I don't mean to sound a little arrogant here, but it almost feels like somebody has to. Let's critically think about this. You're saying that my video inspired, promote. What the hell did you? What word did you use? Well, danger yet. He tries what if he pushes. Joseph wants to, whatever. Inspired. Yeah, you use the word inspired. So, can we say the same thing, that your videos inspire people, right, to go and harass all the countless individuals that you put on blast? That you say, sorry, hey, your mom died, rip, but I'm still gonna basically put you out to my audience, and we should call wherever you work. And again, all the other videos that you have out there, King Genty that we just saw right now. So you don't know how many people might have called, CPS or the local police to harass Genty. You don't know that. Are you, Danesh, going to take accountability for the people that you say, quote, inspired, that you inspired? No, right? Because in your narcissistic echo chamber that you've built for yourself, everyone else is the bad person. Everyone else is evil. I am guilty. I'm not guilty. I am innocent. But let's watch your video. Let's see what you actually say. Let's see if there's any actual critical thinking, right? Another quick side note. Sorry, as my brain thinks about these, I have to mention it before I forget. Danesh, another thing that you really need to understand is, by the way, it's to his viewers as well. You act like you're this big, powerful guy that, the clout. Dude, you don't pull views, bro. Your name does not pull views. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll say it as many times as your, followers need to hear it. I'm a social commentary creator. I cover different creators depending on who's trending, depending on what people want to hear. You happen to be one of those people. But your name doesn't pull views, dude. You're acting like, oh my god, just mention me, and people will watch. No, they don't. No, they don't. You can kind of say that my name pulls more than yours. I mean, you can also say that you're a bigger creator. Arguably, we have almost the same amount of followers on YouTube. And my video that you did on me, what does it say right there, folks? What does it say right here? Right? He has 14K subscribers, 1.3 views, bro. Go to my video. Go to my video. Let's go to my video. YouTube. All right? And we're going to go to my channel. Because you're like, oh my god, he watches Phil DeFranco. Quick, guys, what does he watch? Yes, I watch all these guys. Quartering, H3, yes, Jesus. But let's see what I pull, right? JTH show. The JTH show. Alright. So what do I have, dude? I have 12K subscribers. You have 14? Look at your video, bro. 407 views. Ain't nobody fucking cares, bro. You're acting like, you know, like you pull. Well, your other videos don't pull either. I mean, some of them do. This one with, you know, the womanizer, 8 point, 9 videos or whatever K views. I've had some other ones over 1K. This one 18K, right? 10K. I used to. But you do this. Your name is on here, and it's like 407 views. But you act like, oh my god, my name pulls. You want my clout? There. That's side note. Calm the fuck down, bro. Like you act like you need me. But whatever. Let's watch your video comeback. Let's watch how you responded to me.
Don't worry about it.
Something to do with my video. So get your coffee, get your popcorn, and let's get started.
So it might have started a little earlier.
Don't worry about it.
Oh no, actually that's how he starts. He says, "Don't worry about it." I think that's at the point where I mentioned in the video, like I gave a quick 5-6 word intro. Go watch it, by the way. It's on my channel. I say, oh, he used to do this and do this, some wholesome videos with his kid, and then he went political. I think that's like my statement, more or less. And then this guy paused the video at that point because I said he used to he started critiquing Trump. Then this guy paused the video, and then that's where Danesh is like, oh, you put kids in danger.
Something to do with my video. So get your coffee, get your popcorn, and let's get started. According to the oldest video on his account, it appears that he started posting sometime back in March of 2020. Like many people, he too started posting videos of his dog and his kid. You know, it's all wholesome and nice. And then at one point, he went political. In just the first few uploads, he made it very clear that he had a deep disdain for Trump. Now, before we dive into all the evidence together, I first want to make sure that we're all on the same page by what NPD is, or...
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I will find this guy. Let's say.
And before we let Dr. Phil continue, sweeping the floor with him. What did the guy say? What did he do? Did he stop right as I said, oh, whatever, wholesome content with his dog and his kid? And then, oh, stop the video and, okay, oh, he has a kid. Did he say that? No. No, he didn't. He let the video run. And I think really what that person, that guy that was watching his, my video, if anything pissed him off, you can maybe say that it was when I said, oh, that he started making content against Trump. But no, Danesh, right? Danesh is trying, he's so desperate, Danesh, you're so desperate to change the narrative, right? Into somehow there's something that you want to use kids with because that triggers your audience. And you know that. You fucking know that, right? Because you've done it before. You did it to Patrick. And I'm sorry. Fuck, I said Patrick. I didn't mean to say that. He doesn't like to go by that name. My bad. Genty. You said that about him. You said that he puts his kids in danger. That's what you said. There's a pattern with you, Danesh. And that's the thing, that you know your audience, and it's very sad because you assume your audience is too stupid to see this. You know that. I really do believe that. You suspect after dealing with your audience and knowing how to manipulate them that they're too stupid to see your tactics. Because there's no way, Danesh, there's no way, man, that somebody like you, that you boast about all these like accomplishments and how good you are at this and how good you are at that. Right? There's no way that someone like you does the same tactic, right? With two different people to get them in trouble, to get your following to go after them. There's no effing way, man. And that is why you're conniving and a narcissist and you're dangerous. And not dangerous like in a way that, oh my God, people should be scared. No. Not that kind of dangerous. No. You're dangerous because you probably have people in your following that are worse than what you're describing the first guy in the video. Again, I don't know the first guy in the video. If he's all that, F him. F him all the way. I don't know him, but if he is supposedly a white supremacist and a member of the KKK and the Proud, all that junk you're saying, okay, fine, F him. But it makes you dangerous because you probably have followers just like that guy in your own following. And you're effectively dog whistling them. You tried it with Genty, and now you're trying it with me. That's why you're dangerous. But let's continue. So in this video, you continue to say, oh, Dr. Phil tried to do the same thing. But just like the JTH show, he's accepted that he is a hypocrite. How? How did Dr. Phil accept that? He couldn't answer the question, blah, blah, blah.
In another irrational moment,
Right?
they harm themselves or take their own life. Would you feel that that was justice?
No.
No.
Or would you feel like, yeah, I kind of wish I hadn't been quite so gleeful when I
No.
was dancing around saying,
No.
found her, got
No.
her. How would you feel then?
No, that's not my responsibility. That, I mean,
But nothing is your responsibility, right? Nothing is your responsibility. Let's move you front and center. Oh, wait, no, let's move you front of center. Nothing is your responsibility.
how's it different than what you do? You put people on your show. What if they went home and felt embarrassed and decided to kill themselves? I mean, that's not that. It's cruel to try to put that on me, and it's also kind of awkward.
There's a big difference. A big difference. Let's start with the fact that, hypothetically, if you're right, hypothetically, there is someone to sue, in a way, right? And someone like Dr. Phil can probably pay out a big ass, check if he does get sued. 2, he has producers, a TV network behind him. There is a whole infrastructure. Is it perfect? No, but there's a whole infrastructure to ensure that it doesn't result in what you just said. That someone goes and kind of just take themselves out because of something that Dr. Phil told them. Right? There is, I'm sure, actually, I'm not sure. I know this because I used to watch Dr. Phil all the time, and you start seeing a lot of behind the scenes, and I'm always the type of guy that's more interested in what happens behind the scenes, but that's behind the point. Jerry had that. Even Jerry, by the way, you guys remember Jerry? Even Jerry had that, right? What was that one other guy, Murray? So all those shows, Danesh. Also, side note, it surprises me that you don't know this because you were like, aren't you like an art major or something? Anyways, or a theater major, but okay. Besides the point, I digress. They have a whole infrastructure for people that they bring on, and in the event that someone does need help, like by the way, Bad Baby, they try to put her into like these therapies, and she said it was more like a prison, but whatever, right? To help them. What do? So no, it's not the same, and that's why it's another reason why you made yourself to be an idiot on national television. You're trying to say, Dr. Phil, you and I, same. No, you're not the same. Where is your whole team of people that when you put on blast, you can go ahead and put, and put them to work to say, hey, help out, with, either managing spam comments, threatening comments, you put them to work to try to protect your guests. Where is that? I'm sure you don't have the money if someone wanted to come out after you and prosecute you. You don't. I'm very confident in saying you probably don't have a few $1 million, right, to compensate a loss like that. You don't. So no, you're not the same. But let's continue.
awkward to be so concerned about the aggressor. There's a victim in this case who is for some reason in the hot seat, while the aggressor has still not been aggressed. If she's embarrassed by what she did, she could try not assaulting people.
So you see what he did there? The guy is an expert manipulator. I mean, my video that I did on you, Danesh, at this point, what, 6 months ago maybe or more? It does not miss, and you keep just reinforcing it. Expert manipulator. How? Because you know, well, obviously, the primary guest that's on the show, with Dr. Phil sitting next to him, he's there, he's hearing you, and you know how to dog whistle very, very well. And you, what did you say? Oh, effectively what you're saying is, oh, the poor person that's there next to you, she's on the stand, and the perpetrator's off free. That's what you did. And notice how the camera, the whoever switched immediately to her, just to kind of get a glimpse of, and she was like, oh yeah, like shit, Dr. Phil is putting me on the spot. Dude, you're really good. You play your antagonist role really, really well. Oh, okay. I guess that's all he shared. But here at the end, he says, at JTH show, just saw evidence that you rage farm. Okay. Did you actually put my, okay, how? Your response was to do it again. How? Oh, and that's your evidence, I guess. I don't know this person. Okay. I don't know them. And judging by your criteria, by what you say, I don't know if you're the most credible source anymore, right? You lost a lot of your credibility when you BS, when we can see. I'm leaving this up, blah, 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 so you can know to press you are, my talking house people. Okay, that's fine. You have that right to do that. And you will. Notice how he says, I'll never engage. You will. You will. You know why? Because you're a narcissistic, self-centered individual, man. You cannot help it. And as I said before, talk about a male fragility. You will. See, unlike me, that I'm doing it literally for the content, for the entertainment, because I know this is not real. It's not, none of this BS is real, and it shouldn't be real to you either. And if you make it that real, well, for one, you probably love the drama. And two, you're not very fucking good at protecting yourself. So you're doing it clearly in a conniving, malicious way. And this proves it. This fucking proves it, dude. Right? And you're the victim here. Dr. Phil fucking dragged you. Rightfully so. He dragged you. You can say whatever you want. That he didn't. He did. He 100% did. But I want to give a quick shout out to a creator. This creator right here specifically. You guys should go check out her channel. Let me bring it up real quick. This creator did a really great breakdown. Brie Cheese, great breakdown of a few videos in which she shows not only Danesh but Savannah and the tactics that they engage in trying to what Danesh said, rage farm, right? And attack creators that they supposedly say they're out here protecting. We're going to watch a couple of videos of those. So let's go do that real quick. Let me bring them up. Let's watch a couple of videos.
I decided this morning that I was going to refrain from any additional engagement with you because I accept that putting your face on my platform is dangerous for you regardless of being right. I would rather keep you safe than prove a point.
See what she does? Twice, by the way. Like, putting your face on my platform puts you in danger, and I know that. But let me go ahead and do that again. I mean, we all saw that, right? But let's continue.
But this is going too far. You're upset that Danesh and I stayed out of the Lance and Chelsea drama, which is what everyone should have done. But then you go and do this. You accused our supporters of posting your address on that video and then implied that it could have been us that sent it to them. That kind of accusation is dangerous enough for me, but for a POC, I have to say something.
So I wanted to make a response to this video yesterday when it came out, but I had too much anger. There was just so much to respond to about this video. It's not just the fact that our exorcist and Danesh are not taking accountability for what happened. It's not just the fact that she shows Patrick's face multiple times in this specific video and said that she understood why it would be so dangerous for her to put his face on her platform in that video. It's not just the fact that she's...
I'm going to interrupt here real quick because I want you guys, my viewers, to see a few things. Unlike Danesh and a lot of their creators, right, that live in their own echo chamber, and they only accept comments and engage with people, by the way. Another side note. I just realized that on that video that I just showed you guys, I forgot to mention. I told one of his own commenters or haters, sheep, whatever, that were like all pissed with me. I'm like, have you noticed that with every freaking person in here running their mouth, me, the person that is being hated on, is engaging with you guys and answering you guys more than the creator himself. Why? Because the creator himself doesn't give a shit about you guys. He sees himself as being too big. And I screenshotted all the comments and everything in case either A, he deleted my comment, or B, he started commenting, to compete with me. And he didn't. And as a creator on any platform, you get notifications, right? Because am I the only one? Maybe I'm the only one. But I believe as a creator, you get notifications. I try to engage with my audience as much as I can. Do I miss people here and there? Absolutely, right? But I engage with people. Again, even the haters, and that was sad. But anyways, that was another side comment. So what I was gonna say, unlike Danesh that lives in his echo chamber and only engages when he does with people, right, that echo or help amplify that echo chamber, I like to go out and find videos that agree with the point that I'm trying to make, that are outside of what anybody might say. Oh, that's because they're just like you, right? I've said this before in case some of you guys are about to be shocked. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. It's two fucking sides of the same coin. So I want to make sure that I leave that clear. For anybody that's like, because you're a Republican. Giggles. No. Oh, it's because you're a Democrat. Tampoco. No. So, when it comes to people that I want to hear if I'm outside of my own echo chamber, I go find people that are not like me, right? Then you guys know also that I'm not black, just in case you guys didn't know that. I'm also not gay. Sorry. But I found the videos that you see now of people that are outside of what you might think is my community. And they, guess what, Danesh? They also agreed. And again, these are people that might not agree with me on other topics. But on this particular one, Danesh, they do, and they see the bullshit. And you as well, Savannah. I don't think you're watching. I don't think you would waste your time on this, right? Because you're too big. And of course, Tizzy. And everyone else, there's like, the Justice League. And this lady is one of them. Right? It looks to me like she's part of the LGBT community. I'm not part of the LGBT community. Right? I'm not black. This lady appears to possibly be black. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it, she looks to be. And she sees your bullshit. Just want to make sure I leave that clear.
Saying she's protecting a man of color while also putting another man of color in danger. No, my biggest issue is this. Our exorcist still has Black Lives Matter in her profile. Black Lives Matter is a movement that seeks out equitable rights and justice for black people. And you know what the biggest issue that Black Lives Matter is addressing right now? The criminal justice system. A system that historically criminalizes black people unfairly. A system that upholds the values of white supremacy. A system that disproportionately punishes black people for things that they didn't even do. And yet, here you are, mocking and taunting a black man and upholding that.
If you don't see what she's referring to right there, there's a comment from our exorcist saying, basically saying, "Are you jealous that Danesh still has custody of his kids?" Effectively, like she says, mocking that Genty probably, or allegedly, according to them, he didn't. But as we saw in the first initial video, he does. Or if we haven't seen it, I'm going to play it right now. He does have custody.
Same system. This one too. And here you are again, weaponizing that same system to justify your behavior. And here you are once again, showing that you weaponized that system for no reason.
Pause to read all this, by the way.
A black man
as she's showing all this, pause to read.
So when people rightfully called her out for having Black Lives Matter in her bio and told her that she needed to take it down, she said no.
She won't do that.
So this tells me that she knows what she's doing.
Oh, yeah.
She knows how to do it.
Absolutely.
And she doesn't give a shit that she
does not. So I'm going to show you another video now of a different creator, right? Also someone that is not in my own echo chamber. And guess what? He also shares a sentiment. This one, the following video, he pushes it more on Savannah. By the way, this is that video that I was telling you, where Genty's like, you're fucking wrong. Where Savannah was like, oh, at least he has custody of his kids or whatever. This is Genty himself coming out and saying, the fuck you talking about?
Pull up a black man's criminal record to make him look like he beats up children when he don't? Like, I got fucking custody of my kids.
If you don't understand.
And anyway, go watch his creator, right? Because she shares a lot of videos. So the following video.
I recently just found this lady.
There you go. Another guy, right? Again, outside of my echo chamber, right? He might be Democrat. I'm not sure. It sounds like he's speaking a little bit for the Democrats, but I'm not one. And again, he's black. I'm not black. But let's hear what he has to say.
On TikTok, and this is not going the direction that you think it's going. I disagree with her 99. I'm just kidding. I disagree with her 135%. Like, nothing that this lady says I agree with. But she is Democrat. She is an ally to black and LGBTQ, which means I have to think that she wants the best for people, or at least that's what she's saying. Now, with that said, I don't see a trace of that in her profile. She's minority and LGBTQ ally, yet she'll dox an LGBTQ or a minority person if they disagree with her. So therefore, she's only an ally to people who agree with her. You're Democrat, which means you want to do best by all people. But I don't see that on your profile.
Quick side note, in case you're also wondering, right? The sheep haters are here and they're, oh, well, you're only showing small accounts. This gentleman here that you see on the screen, he has, I think, over 2 million followers. So Savannah and Danesh and all the other social justice jesters, they're getting heat from all type of account levels. Small, big, all of them. So you cannot, before you try to type out your life in the comments, no, it's not just small accounts that are hating because they want clout. Again, this guy's a pretty big creator himself.
Just do best by people that agree with you. It looks like you're starting to take likes and popularity over human kindness, because I know human kindness is not popular right now. It's what gets you a profile like mine with very few views. But in the end, you need to realize how powerful the comments of your followers and you on other people's profiles are. People lose their lives over that. Start doing good if you really want to help people.
Exactly. And now let me show you another creator, right? We're mutuals. I actually like his content. Do I agree with every single one of his points? No. But then again, it goes back to my original point. We don't have to agree on every single goddamn point. All right? In order for us to be amicable, to get along, and to even be friends. So the following creator, again, we're mutuals. It's Ryan. He's outside of my own echo chamber, right? Because I think everybody lives in a little bit of an echo chamber. But again, it reinforced what I just said earlier. That, people outside of my scope are seeing this shit, Danesh. So, if all this doesn't prove it to you, or the sheep that are here, we can help you come, over to out of the dark side, what will? So let's watch this video real quick. Let me find it first.
I decided this.
Aren't you the same guy?
Let me find it first. Hold on. Here we go.
Hey, listen, my white people, we need to start getting over the fact that black people say that they don't have allies on this app, because for all intents and purposes, they do not. A lot of you white people still support content creators who use white supremacist tactics whenever their following is in danger. If you do not know what I'm talking about, I am talking about Danesh and our exorcist attacking Patrick Gentry about him calling them bad allies. Instead of taking a moment and understanding where he is coming from, they attacked him by doing what? Releasing his criminal records and talking about his custody over his children. If you don't think it's a white supremacist tactic for somebody to throw a criminal record out for a black man, you need to start thinking again. These people literally have built their platforms off of the black community, so you would think that they would understand how the black community is constantly affected by the laws and policies of this country that have literally systematically hurt the black community. And then you're going to throw that in a black content creator's face because he said you were problematic? Wow, you sure proved him right. This is not the first nor the last time that our exorcist or Danesh have used white supremacist tactics. Danesh literally took the trauma of a black woman and hurled it at a black man on this app because he wanted to run him off of this app. And that was 2-3 months ago. Our exorcist has said disgusting things, and here she is laughing about the custody of a black man and his kids. First off, he has joint custody of his kids. Why would you say he doesn't have custody? Racist. Here's Danesh doing the exact same thing. I wonder why you are telling a black man who has joint custody of his kids that he doesn't have custody of his children. Also, Danesh, I thought children were off limits. Seems like it's only your children that are off limits, but black children, you're okay with going after them and their parents. I say all of this because Danesh has 1 million followers. I don't know how many our exorcist has, but it's up there. And if you are following them, you are putting a stamp of approval on the white supremacist tactics that they use against black content creators on this app. It is not just Patrick Gentry that they have attacked, and it won't be the last. We need to start doing better and holding people accountable. If you have built your platform off of black people, you better give back to the black community. You better understand your racist and white supremacist tactics that you are using against them. Let's do better, shall we?
Shout out to Ryan. It says it's right alt. He's that account that we're watching right now. So something Ryan there said very important. If you guys didn't catch it, he said, I thought that kids were off the table, and they are. But notice how Danesh keeps bringing it up. So he's projecting something else that maybe Danesh you're not familiar with. Be like, what is that? You're projecting, dude. Right? You don't know how to win an argument, right? So you start bringing up things that you yourself can easily be found guilty of doing. So, I'm going to leave this one here. I want you guys to make an assessment, but this is definitely hitting every single bell along the ways, and everything that I've discussed in the past. Your narcissism, Danesh. Now we have projection. I mean, the question really here, instead of listing all the fucking problems, is where does it stop, dude? Where does it stop? Where do you start understanding that you're not the hero of your story? Maybe at one point you were. And like I said at the beginning, I like to be as fair as I possibly can be. Maybe at one point, there was some stuff that you were trying to do pure of heart, call it. You were really trying to find the bad hombres out there. You were really trying your best to do that, and that's what you wanted. And then you started getting this power, and then it got out of control. Because again, you find yourself attacking the very people that you allegedly say you're here to stand up for, just because they don't agree with you. Now I got examples. So you don't do that. Notice in your videos, and both of your video responses, the one that I just covered in my previous video and in this one, you do not bring the receipts, as they say. You don't do that. You let your heart talk. That's what you do. You don't do that. And you clearly don't engage critical thinking, because you're consistently stepping over your own fucking tail here. Right? So it's time, in my opinion, Danesh, to really take a step back and see what you've become? Do I think there's a redemption, arc for you? Possibly. Unlike you, I'm not judge, jury, and executioner. That's up for the people to decide. I wasn't judge, jury, and executioner for Modern Warrior, and the people decided. Right? I put a video out there. People saw it. People saw for what he was. And then the people decided. Right? Now, I don't mean any harm on anyone. Not even you. Nobody. But it's time for you to take a step back. By the way, do I think Modern Warrior should never come back to the platform or any platform? No, of course not. I actually don't believe that. Do I think they need to take a different approach? And either A, just say they're there for, as you say, rage farm, right? Dog whistle. Then do that and just say that's what you're here for. But if you're not, and you're truly here for a so-called humanitarian whatever mission, then really demonstrate that with your own words and action. Again, just because you're a hero to a few doesn't mean you're not a villain to many. I'll leave it there. Please don't forget to, I put on here, there we go. So not on this side, it's on this side. It's a small thing for you to be able to just do it, or a comment or whatever. But it's a big thing for us, creators, small creators, like myself. So if you can do that, especially this one right here, I really appreciate it. And until next time, see ya.